cast, very, very high budget. I mean, I read that you spent 7 figures on each episode, which is seriously high budget. And it looks like it. It's exciting to watch. A lot of it's set in Britain, of course, which pleased me enormously. For those who are not really aware of it yet, what's your short sales pitch for why they should watch it?
Yeah, well, listen, it's based on Arthurian myth. You know, I had the privilege one time of visiting the robing room at Parliament, where your monarch prepares to open Parliament when he goes into the House of Lords. And I was struck by the fact that the room is surrounded on all sides by these beautiful wooden reliefs from Arthurian myth. And it occurred to me, well, isn't it an amazing thing that when the actual monarch of Britain is about to perform their constitutional duty, they first surround themselves by the sort of idyllic, platonic version of their role. That's what Arthur is. He's the Western king who should be. It's the most popular story in the Western canon that doesn't come directly from the Bible. It's enduring for a reason, and it's always been a story about who we are, about what Christianity is. And I think that as we drift away from those myths, as we tell them fewer and fewer times, or as we tell them in more and more secularized versions and abstract them away from the actual messages that they contained throughout the centuries that we've been telling them, we lose an important part of our identity. I'm against the destruction of the narrative structure on which our cultures have been built. I'm against pulling down statues of Thomas Jefferson and Christopher Columbus on the one hand. I'm against saying that Churchill is the chief villain of World War II, or that the moon landing didn't happen, or that 9/11 was an inside job on the other. Those are both physical and rhetorical examples of tearing down statues and destroying our sort of national identity. And I think that our national identity is really the immune system against tyranny. It's part of what has made the West successful, what's made Britain so successful, what's made America so successful over the last several hundred years, is that our sense of ourself is virtuous. We don't always act in accordance with our sense of ourselves. We don't always behave virtuously, but we aspire to virtue. That's what the Arthurian legend is to me. I think Stephen Lawhead captured it beautifully in his novels, which I read as a teenager. I've wanted to bring these to the screen every day since then. And when we had the opportunity to do it at Daily Wire, I thought that it was not only the fulfillment of, sort of my desire over the last 30 years, but really a fulfillment of the mission of the company to create culture, but not just to create culture that helps us to reconnect to that identity that I think has been responsible for all the good that the West has done over the centuries.
Yeah, I completely agree.